Hi, I'm Alan Hatfield, and I'm a recent graduate of Align with Your Design with Coach Pete. When I started this process, I was looking for direction in my career. I was asking questions about things like roles, industries, opportunities, and basically what I should do next. What I didn't expect was that I'd spend so much time looking backwards. Not in the sense of nostalgia, but more in the sense of trying to understand what had actually been true across all these different chapters in my life. And one of the things that stood out to me is how often we think about ourselves in terms of our jobs, our titles, and our accomplishments. But when Coach Pete and I started digging into my experiences, the more interesting question became, what was I actually doing in those situations? I've had a very non-linear career path, but I realized that there were all these patterns that kept showing up in different parts of my story. I was usually trying to understand people. I was usually trying to connect dots. I was usually trying to get to the root of a situation and figure out what was really going on. And I was usually bringing people together around some kind of shared objective. The process we went through helped me realize that the context kept changing, but the underlying strengths didn't. And although that sounds simple, it was surprisingly valuable. I think the biggest thing that I gained was a clear understanding of who I already am when I'm operating at my best. Not who I should become, not who I wish I were, just the qualities that have consistently been there throughout my life, whether I notice them or not. For me, that's been far more useful than simply figuring out what job to pursue next, and I'm really grateful I went through the process.